Alright, good day everyone. So today we are going to look into another Godzilla figures that's made by NECA. This is the 2014 Godzilla from the Hollywood movie Godzilla. So this is the Hollywood take on Godzilla. So this is the first time they did another Godzilla movie after the 1998 Godzilla that wasn't really well, had a lot of mixed reviews from the fans, but this one is generally well accepted. Even in Japan, they approve of what this Godzilla looks like and the story and everything. So yeah, so let's start by looking at the box. So this is the front of the box. So it's a scene from the movie. It's a city scene. The top view of the box, bit similar. The sides, also the same with the brand. At the back, you can see some poses done with the actual figure and some licensing trademarks. And on the other side, we have the Monsterverse logo and the movie and some of the movie stills. When you open the box, actually I removed the figure already, but when you open the box, you'll see a background of the city, and you also see a picture of the figure on a diorama setting, also a city scene. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the figure. Alright, so this is 2014 Godzilla. So first impression, I like the sculpt. Overall, I like the sculpt. This is the reissue already. So some people say they're the same figure. Some people say there are some slight changes. I don't have the original release, so I couldn't comment on it. But based on the videos I've seen, they said that the color scheme of this figure is much better. The head sculpt is also better. But yeah, so that's what they said. Again, I don't have the original figure, so I really wouldn't know. But seeing this figure right here, it has really good sculpt. I actually like the sculpt of this figure better than the 2019 overall. I like the head sculpt in particular. I feel like the mouth, the tongue, the whole facial expression, the eyes, they look much better than the 2019, the one that I had. So yeah, so this thing right here, it's pretty cool. So sculpt overall, I guess it's really good. The only thing that I feel like is an issue on the sculpt is the feet. Sorry. So I feel like the feet are too stout for the figure. I feel like they could have made it a bit bigger. Also, we will see that later on, but I just want to point out that, yeah, well, this is also a problem in the 2019. I feel like when you move these joints later on, you will see it doesn't the joints kind of look a bit weird when you start moving it away from what it's supposed to look like. So I guess that's kind of how they designed it. I don't know, but I feel like they could have done a better job on kind of over sculpting the joints. I mean, over sculpting the female part of the joint, so that when you move it, it doesn't show much of the lines and doesn't show out of place. But anyway, overall, again, it's those are just small details that you could easily like get away with. So yeah, overall, I feel like the sculpt is really good. In terms of paint application, I like how they did the paint application. It has a bit of a bluish tint to it, a subtle blue-gray tint, which I feel like it's perfect for the figure. And then the dry brushing that they did on the chest area, it's really good. So yeah, overall, I feel like it's a really good figure. Another thing that concerns me really is the tail, because how they did the tail was most of it is bendy wire, so it's up to here basically. So most of the tail, like more than half of the tail, is bendy wire. So I'm kind of worried on how durable this figure is gonna be over time. But yeah, it's you're still gonna be able to do a lot of poses with it, especially because it's a bendy wire. But do take note that you might break it the more that you know pose with it. And then I also found that at the end of the tail, like this section right here, there's even no wire attached to it. So yeah, so it's basically rubber or plastic. So yeah, you just have to watch out and be careful of this part because you might break it. Anyway, so yeah, let's look at the articulation on this figure. Okay, so in terms of articulation, the head moves, the head moves around. It's a bit tight. Moves around. It moves up around that far because of that. Yeah, moves up around that far. Mouth opens up about that far. And yeah. And then the neck moves all the way around. So this is, I'd say it's a ball joint, but yeah, it's a ball joint. So you have a ball joint on the shoulders. So yeah, you see there when you kind of move it, and it kind of goes out of place because this part right here is a bit short. They could have covered it so that it doesn't look unnatural. There you go. But yeah, it's on a ball joint. And then the elbows are on a hinge and swivel combo. The wrists are on a ball joint. The waist, they are, so there's an ab crunch. Yeah, they're on a swivel. They're on a ball joint. Goes down around that far, goes up about that far, and of course the thighs are on a, well, it seems like it's on a swivel. Yeah, it's on a swivel. And then the knees are also on a swivel. Yeah. And swivel and hinge combo, actually. Okay, so swivel and hinge. And then the ankles are on a ball joint. But yeah, it's a bit limited because of this part right here. Now going to the tail. The tail is on a 1, 2, 3. It's on 3 ball joints. 4 if you count the end. Yeah. And then you have this very long bendy wire. See? straighten that out so that you could see. So yeah, imagine the tail's around that long, and the last ball joint's around here. So this part, that's all bendy wire. And then there's this small part right here that doesn't even have a wire. I guess that's okay. That's good because they're probably preventing the wire from sticking out because this is very thin. But you just have to take note that there's no wire in it, so then be careful with that thing. All right? So yeah. So that's what this guy does. So in terms of movement, there's gonna be limited range of movement because of the legs, because this one's on a hinge and this one's on a hinge also, and this one's on a swivel, this one's on a swivel and a hinge combo. So there's not a lot of dynamic poses that you could do with the legs. So yeah, so you have to be a bit more creative if you're gonna pose this thing. All right. Okay, so this is how 2014 NECA Godzilla stacks up against the other Godzillas that you might have in your collection. So this is the 1989 NECA Godzilla or Biogoji. This is the 2019 NECA Godzilla, which I repainted, so it looks like Burning Godzilla. And the 2002 SH Monster Arts Godzilla. So it's around on the 6-inch scale. So final thoughts, I like how they did the sculpt. Overall, there are a little issues on the sculpt. Again, they could have made better work on the joints. I feel like the feet are a bit stout, and that bendy wire is a bit too long on the tail. But other than that, I like how they did the head sculpt. I like the paint application. The bluish gray tint is really refreshing in my opinion. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys soon. Peace.